The following content has been provided by RWTH Aachen University.
Rule number 7, designing clear exits and closed dialogues. I mentioned this before. When a user is at any point in the interaction with the system, you basically ask yourself 3 questions. Where am I? Like, what's the current state of the system? What can I do here? And how do I get back to where I was before? You know this from websites, for example, right? You're on a page, and you're like, OK, how do I get back to the home page? Something like this. That's the question number 3 here. And for this question number 3, clear exits out of an application's state, a dialog, a window, a website, really help to answer that question. A closed dialog means that it's a dialog that really communicates to me clearly, yes, you're done. You know, you can relax now. You've completed whatever you wanted to do. Print that document, order that thing online. You're done. It allows me to freeze my mind for the next step as a user to move forward. Here's an example. One of my assistants did this, and he went ahead and bought this book from this wonderful author just to get this sequence of screenshots here. So he's buying this book, and he's stepping through. There's 8 screenshots here of clicking through. You know this is a normal ordering process. Item added to cart. And now you got to log in, and he picks an address, and then he picks a shipping speed, and he continues on, and now he chooses his payment details. You can review your order, and there's something going on with import duties, da-da-da. And the important thing is, now you get in big friendly letters, thank you, your order has been placed. Email confirmation has been sent to you. These are the things I want to know, right? I'm done. I've completed this. That's very important. That's a clear exit. I have now completed this. I know that I've ordered. Sometimes you just go back to the homepage and you're like, did I actually order here? And that's not just for buying, right? That's anytime somebody does an interaction that requires a closure. Makes a lot of sense. On the other hand, if you get messages like this, I love this one. What am I supposed to do? Right? Yeah. Well, anyway, not really sure. OK, moving on. Including help and documentation. Obviously, you want to include help in your system, but you need to provide a hierarchy of systems. Because on the one end, you have very quickly accessible help, like a tooltip that appears. You can get to it very quickly, but it can only show very little information. But it may already be enough to get through a dialogue. And on the other end, you have the printed manual, right, at the extreme end, that we like to say, you know, nobody ever reads manuals, but you still need to do them for that rare case when somebody actually wants to bring it up and learn it. And in between, you have things like online tutorials, help pages that you can access from your system directly. So it's a continuity of help systems that get more detailed, but also kind of harder to access as you move through that continuum. Tooltips, or we like to call them dynamic descriptors, are great because they let me explore an interface and discover what things do. Often that's all I need. Just make sure that people can turn them off. Here's another interesting tension between the various golden rules. You know assistants, right, or wizards, as they're called. I find it funny that Windows calls them wizards. That suggests that they are the smart thing, and you're like the dumb person who had to ask the wizard to make something happen. Interestingly, they're called assistants in OS X. So they are like the friendly little servant, and you are the guy who's in control. These are, you know, sometimes what choices of words subtly suggest to the user. Is very interesting. Anyway, no matter what you call them, they will step you through a certain activity. So they take over control, and they guide you along. That's great in terms of active help, but it might mess with your sense of control of the system. It might make you sort of less in control of what's going on. So you got to be careful not to take on too many initiatives as a guide or wizard or assistant, because then you break the rule of consistency, predictability, principle of least surprise.
This content was provided by RWTH Aachen University.